Here at Gundam Planet, we're all about riding on coattails. And after my boy Andy just knocked out that Musha Gundam Master Grade, I was like, well, I won't use my mind brain. I'll just be like, well, I'll do the blue one. So here it is, the Master Grade Musha Gundam Mark II. So let's do it. So from what I've been told, this is actually the 1.0 Gundam Mark II frame, which I don't have any experience with, and obviously it's not as good as the 2.0 frame, which I do have experience with, but like this one looks really cool, so at least there's that. So first thing obviously is you get, well, first off you get this like, what is, there's like a warning that was packed in with these runners, and like I have no idea what they're warning me of, but like I don't even care. I don't even care. Warn me, Bandai. Just try and warn me. But anyway, yeah, they look really good. What's cool about this is that I didn't know beforehand is that these are almost all undergated, so there should be actually like very little as far as like nub problems go on the gold parts. Same thing with the full-size runner of it. Very bright and vibrant and shiny, and it looks really cool, and it's undergated, so like what do you have to worry about? Very easy and nice and cool, and I don't think the sword even matters now. That's that'll be no problem. So easy stuff. Still probably want to have a Gundam gold Gundam marker to clean it up, but whatever. And then in here is some stuff, man. I don't know exactly what's gonna be like Musha stuff. Like here's clearly some like scabbards for swords. And this is like a backpack piece. This is a whole backpack, so it's kind of tough to tell just because I don't know what this frame looks like. So we get like a lighter blue and a darker blue that they work all right together, so that should be good. This is like some feet parts, some like thigh pieces on here. You can see that it looks like these might be some like shoulder pieces where there's like clearly like indents to put the gold over it, so that should be very cool. Then we got the classic A runner, quadruple shot A runner with the clear eye piece, which is good. Just like dark plastic for all the other, you know, the front skirts and the chest and everything. The rest of it they didn't undergate, which they shouldn't have, but I was just curious to see. It looks like it's going to be fine. I mean, I'm not super worried about the dark plastic, if only because you're going to be paying attention to the gold, so that is what it is. Over here we got, what is this? Oh, this is shoulder armor drop downs with that like rigid Sengoku Musha looking design. All the parts too, you got like clearly there's some gold stuff that's just going to go into every one of these pieces, leg pieces. Here's some shoulder pieces, so all that is on there. Then we get to the inner frame, which is like glossed over in a way. I'm not really sure why it is that way, but it feels like it's like some sort of like rubbery plastic. Should be like thick but easy enough to work with, and it should keep it together pretty well. So even if it's not that goodness that 2.0 Mark II is after all these years, it'll still seems like it's fine. Next part I'm super stoked on because look at that purple. Not that much of it, but you don't need that much of it because this is the good purple. This is what I'm always talking about. This is the best color, and it looks so good. And I know mostly it'll get covered up, but even just having those little purple accents on there, it just looks fresh. So that's great. Then we got some more silver, but this is just for the pistons that go at the bottom of the feet. So that's, you know, gets its own little baggie. That's fine. And some more inner frame, some hand pieces. Looks like you got the 3 1-in-1 hands, which, I mean, that should work fine enough, whatever. I don't really care. Sheet of polycaps that, it's nothing too crazy, so that, again, it should be fine. Then we got feet, just some more dark plastic feet, whatever. You got that, the classic Mark II cord piece that you gotta cut a bunch of times and put in the various different locations on the robot. Cool. And then we get this runner that is just so big. Why is this like bigger than my face? I don't get, like, this box probably wouldn't even need to be this big if they didn't have this like giant full-size runner in here. I don't really know, but it's more inner frame. It's not the same glossy plastic. I don't know why, but I guess I'll need this for something. And then we just got you got stickers, dry transfers, and then foil stickers. There doesn't really seem to be like an overwhelming amount of either. I doubt I'm gonna do these dry transfers because it just doesn't seem like there's reason to do it. They're not even really displayed on a lot of these promotional pictures, so whatever, will say how I feel. So that's not really worrisome. And then got Ye Old Book. He looks very strong on the back. I really like double swords, the big Rising Gundam pole arm thing, and the gun. Like, let's do it. Let's get into it. Alright, I'm back with this shiny, fantastic boy. and I'll just say it right now, and I'll probably say it 10 other times, that I absolutely love this thing. I think it rules. Everything about it is sweet, and just like, for one, I mean, you could just take a look at it. It looks absolutely fantastic. It is a joy to put together. There's really no problems there. I sprayed it with a whole bunch of gloss top coat, and I don't know if you'll really be able to tell in the footage, maybe in the spinny base shots. You might be able to tell that it's a little glossy, but you really need like an absolute ton of gloss to get that like sort of mirror finish, and I just didn't really have the time to like just keep forever. I did this over the course of like a whole work day, and it's still like it's glossy enough. I like the way it looks, but you know, I digress. The undergated gold parts are fantastic. They're easy enough to work with. It did take me a little time to put them on, because one thing to say about the build is that it is the 1.0 Mark II frame, like I said before, but don't let that turn you away from it. That the frame is absolutely solid. There's really only like inner mechanical details and things like that separating it from the 2.0, which is also a fantastic model. But I built everything first and then sprayed the pieces separately, and then I went and put the gold on after that was done, just because you don't want to ruin the like impossibly nice gold finish on these pieces. And they come out so great. So I mean, other than just like gushing over it, we can get up close and I'll go over the little bits and bobs, and yeah, let's do it. All right, so here we are. The one thing to say is that while I don't want to say that it's not complex, because it's complex enough that like you really get you can get some serious enjoyment out of the building process, but it's not so complex that things end up falling off. As you can see, like, he's very, very solid, and I really appreciate that. And what you get in the end result is like anything you could possibly ask for in a 100 scale kit, honestly, right down to the feet. I mean, you get the moving pistons, which they have the plated silver on them, which just look fantastic. Those pieces I also put on after I sprayed, because you don't want to ruin that finish. The ankle rocks all around on a ball joint that's in a polycap, very, very good. The knees, you get a great bend out of the knees. You can move these out of the way. You can get them all the way up if you want to do some kicks or whatever you're going to do with his swords, which we're going to get to in a second. So just like, that's awesome. Same thing in here. You get there's a polycap that pegs into the waist pegs, and you get a completely free motion. You can move the thigh around really easily without like, pulling it out of the joint. That's awesome. The side skirts are just like standard pegs into polycaps, but they do anything you could want them to. The back skirt doesn't move, but you don't really need it to either. So these are all fine. They do their job, and they're totally fine. You really don't get too much movement out of the core here, but you don't really need it, so it's okay. You can like kind of tilt them in either direction, and not really a huge deal. You'd think that the arms would be totally like out of commission because of this armor, but this moves up and down just a little bit, just enough that if you want to get his arm out, you really can. You get bicep swivel, you get like a crazy bend out of the arms. These hands are they're not the best ones, but it's the 3 1-in-1. So I mean, you'll be able to get him to hold the swords with a little bit of work, because it's just a lame peg on the hand, but that's just the nature of a master grade kit that's as old as this is, and it's in the frame. So whatever. And his head and neck also both move freely. So that's all good stuff there. You don't get the kind of things where like you could open up the cockpit and different mechanical detail, but we're dealing with a model that's like based off of a video game design that's supposed to be a little bit more, I guess like a little more fictitious or cartoony. So you don't really, at least personally, I don't think you need those kind of mechanical touches. And the backpack is pretty much the same as it is normally. You can articulate these. You get the I guess beam saber sword hilts are stored up here that you can pull them off. Little tethered cords, and little verniers, and that's really it as far as the model kit goes. But like, this checks all my boxes for like, these are the things that I want to get out of this. Oh, and for 1 second, I don't know why this does this, but you can kind of like pull these little claws out of here. I don't really need to do it, but these pull out for some reason. I'm not too worried about it. But what makes obviously the Samurai Gundam Boy way cooler is his weapons, which are awesome. So you get the pole arm, which you get the plated gold for the bottom piece and the top piece here, and it looks fantastic. You can put it in his hands, obviously, or you get this little ring that it's going to peg right into this hole on the backpack, so you can just peg that in right there and leave that there, which is awesome. Similar thing with the gun, which is like, it's half of a standard Mark II beam rifle, and then you have like this weird tubey part, but then like some sweet plated gold accents on either side, so it does look very cool. And then you get a, like, just sort of a strange connector piece that just like fits in like this, which just allows you to also, if you want to holster the gun to his back, that goes in like that. And then you get a really cool, like, you know, dual weapon holding effect out of that. Like, he just looks really armored up. And then obviously, last but not least, you're gonna get katanas. They are plated silver. They look very, very good. They're very, like, they're very minuscule in pieces here. This is just like, these don't even really clip together. You just kind of hold them together with the ends of it. But, you know, he holds the swords, and then if you don't want him to, if you want him to be a little more menacing without just having them out, you get these two pieces that they actually just like clip right onto the side skirts. You can actually completely remove these if you don't like the look. They come right off, and then very easily hooks on underneath, and then just kind of sits there. And you just slot the katanas through them, and your boy is all loaded out. He looks so impossibly tough and cool, and I just love it to death. The Musha Mark II is a very, 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 very good model. I would say that if you in any way are into the idea of samurai Gundams, that you should definitely build this. I would recommend this for like people of really all skill levels. If you're the kind of person that's never done anything that's undergated before, and for some reason that's like scares you, this is a great spot to get into it, because the nut marks are covered up super well, and they're really easy to get off and put together. And the model is just it's just like a joy. There's really no besides maybe cutting the little like tethered cords pieces of it, there's nothing too difficult about it, and the end result is like something that like you can play with and pose and display, and it looks commanding, and it's just like, this is one of the best and like one of my favorite models I put together this year. Absolutely, it's fantastic. Thank you guys for watching this video. I honestly do, I don't even always say this, but I hope you watch this and you're like, yeah, I gotta get that, because I like implore you to go after one of these, because he's so awesome. Look forward to our other videos. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is when the gun reviews will go up. Definitely, like we always say, like, comment, and subscribe so we know that we're doing something cool. We'll answer as many comments as we possibly can. Thank you to Marshdown for the sweet, sweet tunes. Please check out his SoundCloud and all of his work. Jason does incredible work, and I love it so very, very much. So until next time, we will see you guys later.